whole team has really gelled, maybe because of number 30.
Gogolak now will try one from the 46-yard line. It is good. It is good. The second one today for Gogolak to increase the Giants' lead now to 34-17 with 1 minute and 42 seconds to play.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video, and welcome to the Gridiron. And just before I get started, I just want to say thank you to anybody who's watched any of my videos, maybe subscribe to my channel, maybe give my videos a thumbs up, or left a comment. I greatly appreciate it. I'm just trying to get my channel up and running, and anything you do at all to help me out, I greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much in advance. Patrick Graham. Now, you know, he's going to start becoming a hot commodity. He had a possible job in a head coaching interview with the Jets, this year, but that he turned that down. But so if he, because he did do good last year. If he does good again this year, he's going to start becoming hotter and hotter and hotter, and it's just amazing. Like when the way like working out, I like Google somebody like a coach or something like that, and I'll look at where they've been, and it's just amazing. It's like nobody stays anywhere for any more than like a year or two. I mean, if you got a guy who's decent and he's at a certain spot for like more than 2 years, I mean that's like a miracle. I mean, it's amazing. Guys like one spot 2011, another spot in 2012, another spot in 2000. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. It just goes to show you how important it is to get good quality coaching, and that's what Patrick Graham is. And if he has another wonderful year this year, he's the last few games of the season. You turn the TV on, that dude's on fire. He's just gonna be inflamed. He's gonna be that hot of a commodity that he's gonna be literally up in flames. Now, we lost Dalvin Tomlinson, but I mean, the weapons that we brought in. I mean, like even on offense, but the help that we got in the secondary. Now we got 2 quality cornerbacks. We drafted an edge rusher with Azeez Ojulari. We got Elderson Smith, hopefully Lorenzo Carter, the X-Man are coming back. We got Ryan Anderson, Kwity Paye. I mean, my God. I mean, we really don't have many weaknesses on the defense. I said, we didn't really replace Dalvin Tomlinson, but I think we overcame that with all the other firepower that we added to it. So, I mean, I'd have a hard time believing that we won't duplicate what we did last year, if not get even a little bit better. I mean, you look at some guys are, pretty much like lifers as like coaches. They never take that they take that step to be a head coach. Like you take some guys like Dick LeBeau. All right, he was a coach for 44 years. He was a special teams coach, I think, with the Eagles back in 1973. He coached all the way till 2017. Pretty much his whole career, he was like a defensive coordinator. He finished up 2017 with the Titans. He's in the Hall of Fame. He coached. He was the head coach, all right, for the Cincinnati Bengals for 3 years, from 2000 to 2002. His head coaching, he was 12 and 33 in those 3 seasons. Absolutely horrible. But other than that, out of those 3 years, 41 out of those 44 years, he was like a defensive coordinator, special teams coach, or whatever. We had this Jimmy Johnson. I'm not sure if anybody much remembers him. He was last, I believe, from 1999 to 2008. He was like the defensive coordinator with the Eagles. Sadly, in 2009, he passed away. I hated playing the Eagles back then because he'd blitz everybody. I swear to God, sometimes there was like 13, 14 guys on the field. He'd have people coming out of the stands blitzing. If his mother was in the backfield, he'd blitz her. I mean, he sent everything, and the kitchen sink. But he was a coach for 32 years. He started at Notre Dame in 1977. I said last year was in 2008, but he was never a head coach. 32 years. Now it doesn't seem like Patrick Graham is going to follow that path. Looks like there's he's saying the right things. The Giants is my dream job. Of course, the Giants had to raise his salary a little bit, so he wasn't going to start looking at any head coaching jobs this particular year. But the more things start opening up for him, I think sooner or later he's going to say bye-bye. I mean, you look at like what he did like last year for. I mean, I know when Pat Sherman we got James Betcher in here. I'm like, man, that guy. Oh, he was a defensive coordinator for the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals every year were up in the top 5 or 10 every year. And I'm like, man, we're going to be good. We were horrible under him. I mean, 2019 under James Betcher, we gave up 28.2 points per game. Patrick Graham comes in, we're giving up 22.3. Yeah, we were the 9th stingiest defense last year, giving 22.3. With James Betcher, points per game, we were 30th in the league in 2019. We gave up 451 points in 2019. Last year, we almost shaved 100 points off that. We went down to 357 points we gave up. Total yards, we gave up over 6,000 yards with Betcher in 2019. Last year, we gave up 5,589. We were the 12th stingiest, okay, as far as giving up yards. Turnovers, Betcher, we only had 16 in 2019. Last year, we had 22, but still had 6 more turnovers we created on defense, which is huge. Passing touchdowns, we gave up 30 passing touchdowns in 2019 under Betcher. Last year, we gave up the 5th fewest. We only gave up 22 passing touchdowns. Sacks, 2019, we had 36 sacks. Last year, we only had 40, but that was 12th best. But we also were 7th best in knockdowns. We had 64 knockdowns. But the interesting thing is that we blitzed less. We couldn't afford to blitz because we had Isaac Yiadom, covering like the second cornerback. So we had a lot of, couldn't really blitz. Couldn't do that man-on-man like we wanted to. Had to play a lot more zone. So we blitzed 25% of the time last year, which was like the 20th least in all of NFL. The year before that with Betcher, okay, we blitzed almost 30% of the time. And we blitzed more, we had less knockdowns, and we had less sacks, and we blitzed more. It should be the other way around. You blitz more, you get more sacks and more knockdowns. No, that didn't happen. Last year, rushing touchdowns, we gave up 14, which was the 10th fewest. A red zone percentage, the amount of times that the team got into the red zone and failed to score a touchdown, we were 3rd best. I think Denver and Washington were the best too. We were 3rd best. I mean, what an improvement he made. I mean, it's just amazing. And now we just added even more players. I mean, there's no reason why we, as I said, unless, knock on wood, no injuries, we should be no problem whatsoever getting better. And, as I said, he's going to be a hot commodity. So, sadly, this might be his last year with us. But as you'll see in a minute, this might be the last year, defensive coordinator. But it doesn't mean he won't be coming back around. Let me explain. The Giants over the years, we've had some unbelievable defensive coordinators that we just let go and became phenomenal head coaches. Now, he might be one of those. You don't know. He might become a head coach and he might fail. I certainly don't wish that upon him. But he might go out and he might just light it on fire. Well, one of our first defensive coordinators we had was Tom Landry. He left after the 1959 season to coach the Dallas Cowboys. We had a coach, Jimmy Lee Howe, all right? He coached until the 1960 season. After 1961, he left. Well, a year before that, we had Tom Landry, and we let him go to the Cowboys. So what did Tom Landry do with the Cowboys? He coached there for 29 years. He won 2 Super Bowls, okay? 20 years in a row, he had a winning record. 20 years in a row. From 1966 to 1985. He had a winning record. He won a stretch of, from 1966 to 1983, 17 out of 18 years, he went to the playoffs. Absolutely phenomenal. And we just let him go. Bill Belichick, he was our defensive coordinator from 1985 to 1990. All right, he won 2 Super Bowls with us, and we let him go. After when Bill Parcells retired, he left, and why would we want to hire him? We had Ray Hanley. What 2 miserable years those were. I'll tell you what, but we could have had Bill Belichick, but we let him go. John Fox, he coached with us for 5 years. He was our defensive coordinator from 1997 to 2001. After 2001, he became the coach of the Carolina Panthers. What did he do? He took them to a Super Bowl. He didn't win the Super Bowl, but he took them to a Super Bowl. So we've had guys, okay, defensive coordinators on our team that we let go, all right, and they did a phenomenal job. They either won Super Bowls or they went to a Super Bowl. So they did phenomenal jobs. Then you got some other guys that we let them go, okay, and they maybe didn't do such a great job at head coaching job, but they came back around. Well, let me say, 1974. Well, 1973, our coach Alex Webster coached his last game. It was in the Yale Bowl. We lost in the snow to Minnesota 31-7. That was his last game. So who did we hire? We hired Bill Arnsparger. I remember asking my dad, who's Bill Arnsparger? And he told me he was the defensive coach for the Miami Dolphins. And so we got him in 1974. I'm like, the Miami Dolphins. 1972 and 1973, the Dolphins won the Super Bowl with the no-name defense. I'm like, oh, man, we got that guy? He's like, yep. I'm like, oh, man, we're going to be good. Well, our defense wasn't too bad, but our offense was absolutely, unbelievably pathetic. You think it was bad last year, you should have seen it in 74 and 75 and half of 76. Oh, my God, we were horrible. Well, he coached with us from 1974, 1975, and half 1976. His coaching record with us, because he was a great defensive coordinator with Miami, came to a head coach with us. His head coaching career with us, he was 7-28. Now, part of the reason why was because in 74, 75, 76, we played in 3 different stadiums. Okay, so he was the head coach of the Giants in 3 different stadiums. 74, we were in a Yale Bowl. 75, we shared Shea Stadium with the Jets. In 1976, we opened up Giant Stadium. But he was horrible. He did good with their defense, but he was just a horrible coach. So he was the Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator. Came to us for about 2.5 years. Within the week that he got fired from us, Don Shula hired him back as a defensive coordinator. So what did he do? He came full circle. He left the Dolphins. He came back to the Dolphins. Steve Spagnuolo came to us. He was the linebacker coach with the Eagles, and he came to us and he coached he was our defense coordinator in 2007, 2008. 2007, obviously, we won the Super Bowl. 2008, we were the best team in football, and we should have won 2000. We should have won both. If Plexico Burris didn't shoot himself in the leg, we should have won 2007, 2000. We should have won back-to-back Super Bowls because we went on the road and we beat the Cardinals and the Steelers, and those 2 teams played in the Super Bowl that year. We should have been the Super Bowl champions. But anyway, Steve Spagnuolo, 2007, 2008 was our defensive coordinator. We won a Super Bowl, right? His defense was really, really good. He was such a hot commodity. The Rams hired him as their coach, okay? From 2009 to 2011, he was the Rams coach, okay? He was 10-38 as their coach. He was a great defensive coordinator like Bill Arnsparger was. He was not coaching material, all right? But good thing for him, he came back to us, all right? He came back to us in 2015 with Tom Coughlin. When when McAdoo became coach, McAdoo retained Spagnuolo. So Spagnuolo was with us from 2015, 16, and 17. All right, after Shermer got fired, when Shermer got hired as head coach, he let Spagnuolo go. Spagnuolo, he went to the Chiefs. He appeared in 2 Super Bowls with them. He won 1 of them, so good for him. But Spagnuolo was with the Giants, became a head coach, did a bad job, and years went by, but he came back to the Giants once again. So if Patrick Graham is with the Giants, if he leaves to become a head coach, and he doesn't do such a good job, there might be just a possibility somewhere along the line he might come back to us if we're lucky. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!